Hi everyone, we are starting our first lesson on words and expressions in Unit 1, the language of algebra. So you should have your binder open to page 7. Notice we are skipping lesson 1. We are going right to lesson 2. All right, so getting started, write the math and the real word definitions of operation. So I want you to think of, in math, what does the word operation mean? And then outside of math class, school, what does operation mean? All right, so you probably have something a little bit different than me, but the math definition for operation is an arithmetical action performed on numbers. Okay, and a real world definition that I can think of is maybe like surgery, a medical procedure. So we're going to talk about different operations today. You've heard of order of operations and how that relates to numerical expressions. So a numerical expression is one of your vocab words. It contains a combination of numbers and operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so you have a graphic organizer here. I want you to write a few words down describing numerical expression. Okay, and my definition is an expression with numbers and operations. Notice it doesn't have an equal sign because that would be an equation then. You can still solve them. We don't have the equal sign. Numbers and operations. An example would be 20 minus 3. 4 divided by 2, and we're going to multiply that by 5, and this is again where order of operations come into play. So when you think about the order you do something in, you have steps. So in the morning when you wake up, you have steps to get ready for the day. You get out of bed, maybe you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you go to the kitchen, make breakfast, and so on. So same thing in math. There is an order that we solve our expressions. So a real world link here would be the following steps for taking a digital picture. So they want you to number them from 1 through 5. So the first one, when I pull my camera out of the bag that might have been sitting for a little bit, I always check the battery level. I then pull the camera up and I point it at the person or object. I use my zoom lens to focus. I then take the picture and then I look back at it and see if I want to keep it or delete it. All right, so in math, I'm going to switch here to a different document here. In math, the order of operations is PEMDAS, or you might have heard of Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, and there's a lot of different names for it. But parentheses go first, so any groupings, and you could also see them as brackets. Exponents, we're going to talk more about that on Wednesday. Multiplication and division go together. So if that's all you have left, you would read it left to right. And then finally, you have addition and subtraction. Again, they go together. So if you have only addition and subtraction left in your expression, you do what you work left to right, just like when you're reading. Okay, so let's try some of these here. So in number 1, you have subtraction and you have multiplication. So according to your chart, you would do multiplication first. That gives you 10. And then you have 20 minus 10, which is 10. Now in number 3, they're flip-flopped. Okay, and you have parentheses. So we're going to do what's in parentheses first. And you should get 0. Okay. So you can look through some of these other examples. I will post this document for you. If you look at number 18, there's more than 2 operations there. Again, you have parentheses first, so 16 divided by 2 is 8. So you have 24 plus 6 times 8 left. Then you would do the 6 times 8, which is 24. I'm sorry, 48. I was looking at the other one, 48. And then you have 24 plus 48, which is going to give you 72. Okay. Now in these next ones, they want you to use parentheses to make the expression true. And on Wednesday, we're going to play around with some Math 24 challenge problems where you have to put them in order to get 24. So, you know, your groupings really make a difference into what order and what answer you get. So if you look at number 19, we need to get to 54. So if you followed it the way it was right now, you would do 5 times 6 first and get 30, and then 30 plus 4 does not give you 54. So you're going to want to do the addition first. So we're going to put that in parentheses. So then you get 9 times 6, and that gives you 54. And then 20, if you did 4 times 25 first, you're going to get 100, but 100 plus 25 doesn't give you 200. So you're going to want to do the 25 plus 25 first to give you 50, and then 50 times 4 is 200. So this one's like trial and error. You just have to try some things, put your parentheses in different spots, and see which one works out for you. All right, let's go back to the other notes then. So sometimes you're going to have to translate your own expressions as well. So you're going to want to know the keywords for each operation, like what words mean to add, which words mean to subtract, and so on. So I will also put a document in Canvas for you of common words for each of the operations. Okay, so for your notes here, the difference of 18 and 13. So you want to think about what difference means. And we know that that means subtraction. Quotient of 81 and 9. Quotient means to divide. The cost of 4 pencils at 30 cents each. So because you have 4 of them, you're going to want to multiply. And total students, if there are 7 boys and 11 girls. Total, we're going to add. So you can make your own order of operations expressions from words, translating them from words to the numbers and symbols, operation symbols. All right, one last one here in your notes, and then I'll let you practice on your own. So the first step in this one, notice you have parentheses and brackets. You always want to go to your innermost grouping. So notice your innermost grouping there is 7 plus 9. So that's what you would do first. So that's your 16. So you still have 2 bracket 16 times 3 bracket minus 15. So you still have another grouping to work with. So you would do that next. So 16 times 3 would come next. And that's going to give you 48. So now you have 2 bracket 48 minus 15. Sorry, I'm running out of room here. Minus 15. So you have multiplication, because that 2 on the outside of the bracket means multiplication, and then minus 15. So you'd want to do your 2 times 48 next. And that's going to give you 96. So now you have 96 minus 15. And that's your last step to give you a solution of 81. So when you are working this out on a piece of paper, I want to see each of your steps. Okay, if you just give me one answer, like if you just wrote for this problem in 81, you wouldn't get your credit. I need to see each step so that I can, if you made a mistake somewhere, I can help you find the error. All right, so I will upload these documents for you, and you can go ahead and work on your assignment for this lesson.